as a Japanese and as a person of Japanese descent who lives here in America, how have you seen the response from the Japanese community here to anti-nuclear efforts in Japan?
I think people realize that how bad it is, the happening is in Japan, but it's people living in Japanese people living in the United States. They have it's very much the spiritually, that's the own countries, our countries, and it's many Japanese. I think every Japanese felt it's very sad. It's a big suffering. But we are living here, and then sometimes we cannot do anything. Only we did it. We made an event, and then we had some of money sent to Japan for the supporting. That's only we did it. But we will do that more like this, more, the kind of we can send to Japan is like this movement. I think today we need to have a movement. So I'm happy to be in this movement, the part of the movement. So, but will be more time.
And as a person who lives in both countries, right? You live there and you live here.
Me either.
Yes.
Because my family is still living in Japan.
And a lot of people were talking about how beautiful and green California is, and if something were to happen here, it would be disastrous. Talk to me about how you enjoy California and how, you mentioned how fearful you are for children in Japan, but how fearful are you possibly for the children here too who don't understand?
The first things we have to seal the nuclear power plants we had damaged. So we have to seal first, and then we should contain maybe 50 years, 100 years, but we need to take a time. Maybe, not maybe, this is sure. We cannot contain my life, my life, the time, but it's next maybe 3 more generations, we have to have risk. That's a little shame, but it's more futures. We have to focus more future children, more longer time.
And you mentioned that you're a grandfather now.
Yes.
How do you teach your children, your grandchildren now about
is still like 10 months old, so we're not going to talk too much, but it's I will tell once that he can start to speak. I will tell them, and I like to show them the truth, and then they can choose what they're doing, what they like to move or anything, they can choose by themselves.
Last question. This week they commemorated the nuclear bombs that were dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Some of those people who survived
Yes.
were still alive, and I've heard on the radio that 2/3 of them are activists, anti-nuclear activists. How much power considering how horrible that event was, how much voice or power do you think people they have, or are people listening to these victims who have suffered so much to understand how to change the nuclear future of Japan?
Right. The atomic bomb at the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, it was a big, was a big, but this Fukushima's nuclear radiations is already 29 times bigger than the Hiroshima's bomb. So all the radiation is came out already 29 times. So it's not comparable. It's already big amount of radiation just came out. So we need to realize, include me, and then include the government, include all the media people. They need to realize, focusing, how about your kids? It's dangerous. So save our kids. We need to standing up.